So welcome to our next 10-minute lightning talk. Let's see.
Okay.
This one is entitled Predicting and Prosecuting Crime in Rio de Janeiro, a Machine Learning Story.
Yeah.
And our presenter is Daniel
Yeah.
Belchoir, and you can now start, Daniel.
So I'm Daniel. I work on a public prosecutor office, and I'm talking right now about one of a lot of projects that we do with Neo4j, and it's about finding possible corruptions on public bid. And the first problem that we have here is to ingest all the data from public agencies. And we receive data from all kind of public agencies like police department, social security, health, education, all agents. And we have to get this data in all types of formats and sources like FTP, API, databases, web scraping, sometimes smoke sign, whatever comes, we get the data. And to ingest this data, we use the Cloudera Data Hub with a lot of servers based on Hadoop, and we use NiFi as data routing and transformation and load. So he connects to all kind of sources and house to Hadoop. So after this step, we process the data using Spark and PySpark to clean and create relationships. And after this step, we use NiFi again to distribute the data to our databases like HBase, Hive, Solar, Neo4j, and Kafka to talk with other systems. We're talking about 10 petabytes of data and 50 gigabytes per day of data coming to our data lake. And bringing these two nodes, we have about 1 billion nodes and 3 billions of relationships. So our graph database is very big because we get data from all countries. This is our sample schema. So we have here a person, about 200 million, everyone in Brazil, and each person can be owner of a boat, house, of car, aircraft, can be part of police record or judicial process, and can be employee or partner of any company, and company can be supplier in a public contract of public government department. So this is the schema that we use to this kind of investigation. So looking for this graph here, we see that we have a public government here. We can assume that's I don't know, an hospital, school, public school, and we have two public bids with 4 companies as supplier on this public bid. So we have the A company and D company as a winner of this public bid. So they have a public contract with this government department. So if we look the relations of the partners of the owners of this company, we see that they have relations. So we can assume that it's the same group. And if we look Harry, here we see that he is the owner of the D company and he's the owner of the A company. And he is father of Catherine, that is daughter of Anna, and Anna is daughter of the mayor. So this is what we are looking for. This is what we are searching. And this is very common here in Brazil, but we can only see this kind of graph using Neo4j or using a graph database at all. But we never saw this data like this, so it's very hard to identify this kind of crime, this kind of corruption that happens here in Brazil. How to understand this, how to get this data and find patterns, we use this library called Node2Vec that we have a hyperlink here from the paper. It's an algorithm for representational learning on graphs. It's very amazing to work with this library. So we can train our model using real cases of what we think that is corruptions, and then we train the model, and then we apply on our graph database with more than billion nodes, and we can find these nodes that we suspect of this crime. So after this, we just use those people and in persecution to verify that it is or not a crime. So we got a little problem with this, because in Rio de Janeiro we have 6 million population, and this model works very well on this kind of city. But if we go to a small city like Macuco here with 3,000 people, we know that everybody knows everybody, and that the mayor, the only guy that sells I don't know, this kind of product that he's buying, they have any familiar relation, and every time will be this supplier that will sell to this public government. So we have to train the model, not using all the cases, but now we are training the model using each environment to test the case. So this is how we are using graph database. This is how we are using machine learning to find a pattern. And now we are trying to figure out how to use this to prosecute and find crimes on public bit. So I'm sorry for this delay. I try to be very fast, and thank you very much for your time here.
Thank you, Daniel. Does anybody have any questions for Daniel? Sounds like a very good cause.
Yeah, we had a lot of things to share. I can share the model. All the work we do, we share on GitHub. So we can talk about later, but I'm here too. Anyone can get in touch with me, and I want to share with this to learn more.
I just wanted to.
Somebody's asking a question. If you could elaborate a little more on how you used Node2Vec.
Sorry?
Somebody is asking if you could elaborate a little more on how you used Node2Vec.
Yes, I can. Right now, sorry? What I can show you, we had a team of data science here, an amazing team doing this. And what we do, we extract the nodes. We extract the nodes that we want to train the model, and calling the library, the Node2Vec, we can construct the relation weight of this of the nodes, and then we apply again on the Neo4j using cipher queries to find the pattern. So I can prepare, and I got only 10 minutes, so that's why I didn't get deep through this. Yeah. But I promise that I can share even the code with to you, but I don't know how. Can I do this? I can send to you.
Yeah, well, after the conference, we will be posting a lot of the resources that presenters used. So, yep, we'll do that.
Okay, so I can share the whole process, the whole source code
Mhm.
to do this, and anyone can get in touch with me if you want.
Okay. All right. We have a couple of other questions, but we're running out of time. But maybe quickly you could answer them. One is, how many cases do you process a month?
Real cases on the court, it's about 15 real cases. Our model returned to us about 100, but we get only the biggest cases because it's a little kind of expensive, the justice here in Brazil. So we get the biggest one, and we are able right now to handle 15 cases a month.
Okay. Do you share any of your data with other investigations and companies in Brazil?
Yes, we do, because sometimes we don't have the formal attribution to this case, so we have to pass to other agencies. And in Brazil, the agents talk too much and share a lot of data.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's all we have time for, Daniel. We really appreciate that you were able to get in and present to us, and thank you very much.
Okay. Sorry for this, and thank you very much for everybody here.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.